It's time for our weekly loaf of sandwich bread. You guys have to agree, there's nothing better than homemade bread. This recipe is really simple. You're gonna start off with 1.5 cups of warm water. If you've been here for a while, you know that I normally use warm milk, but you guys are always asking if you can make it with water instead of milk, so let's do it. I'm gonna add 2.5 teaspoons of instant yeast and a tablespoon of sugar and let that yeast activate. Let it sit for a minimum of 5 minutes. I'm gonna add about 3.5 cups of flour. If your dough seems like it's too wet, just add a little bit more flour. Now I'm gonna turn the dough over to my countertop and I'm gonna add about 3 tablespoons of butter, folding it in as I need. Once you've worked in all the butter, just knead your dough until it becomes a smooth ball. That usually takes 5 to 8 minutes. Now, grease a bowl and stick your dough in the bowl, cover it, set it aside until it doubles in size. This usually takes me about an hour. When your dough's ready, you're gonna punch out any excess air and then we're gonna roll the dough out and then roll it back up just like a burrito. Now it's important to roll your dough nice and tight here. If you don't, then you'll get that hole in the middle of your bread that some of you guys have seen before. Now I've greased my bread pan. I've used olive oil, but you can use butter as well. And we're gonna stick the dough in the bread pan, cover it up, and let it rise one last time until it doubles in size. I'm gonna cook the bread for the first 30 minutes with the top on. Then once I check it, if I think that the crust needs to be a little bit darker, I'm gonna take the cover off, stick it back in the oven, and pull it out whenever I get my desired brownness on the crust. This batch got pretty crispy. It's probably because I used oil instead of butter for buttering the pan. But the most important part to having the perfect bread is letting it cool completely before you start slicing it. If you don't already have one, I recommend getting a bread knife. It is the key to slicing even and perfect slices. I store this in a bread bag on the counter for the first 2 days, and if it's not already gone, I put it in the fridge.